mammograms are even less useful for you than they are for anyone else, and they're not very useful for anyone.
Oh, okay.
There are other imaging methods. For example, thermal imaging can identify risk patterns about 9 to 10 years earlier than mammogram, because breast cancer typical breast cancer cell growth takes about 9 or 10 years of development before it's large enough for mammogram to identify.
Wow.
But someone who has dense tissue, it's less likely than ever to find anything from that. So, large parts of Europe have pretty much gone away from mammograms altogether. The official recommendation, I believe it's Sweden, was to eliminate them altogether, that there seemed to be no statistical significance in preventing risk by doing mammograms. The concern in functional medicine is that radiation is known to induce increases in cancer risk, and if cancer cells are present and encapsulated, then the pressure of the mammogram can break the capsule and increase the likelihood of spread.
Right.
So don't make decisions for someone else, but we would encourage, if someone is looking at screening, to look at thermal imaging. It's looking only at variations in temperature of tissue. Cancer cells, and this is based on a concept, cancer cells have a higher metabolic rate than healthy cells. They only feed on glucose. Healthy cells feed on glucose or ketones, fat or glucose, either one. And healthy cells don't grow new blood vessels. They don't trigger the growth of new blood vessels. The only time we grow new blood vessels in an adult is if we have an injury and we're repairing something. But cancer cells release a hormone that stimulates the growth of new blood vessels because they need more glucose than healthy cells, and they're trying to get more circulating glucose being delivered into those cells. And so thermal image looks for hot spots, and then it looks at changes in hot spots over time. And so it would be normal to have some variation in color temperature across tissue, but they do sequential imaging. So they follow up at 3 months or 6 months or something like that. And if they see a hot spot, they target those areas on sequential times. Are those areas not changing? That's just normal for you. If one of those areas is growing, that's a risk.
Yeah.
The practitioner who does the thermal imaging here has a relationship with a radiation oncologist in Nashville. That's where she actually practices, and has them screen everything that she does. We have not had someone in this area. The closest that we were aware of were 2 practitioners in Nashville. One has fixed equipment and one has portable equipment, and the one with portable equipment comes down here every 3 months and does 2 days and tries to see people here. So she does screening and then follow-up screening here. I think August is the next time that she will be down here. I'm not trying to sell that, just to let you know.
Right.
Testosterone, the next marker here, tells us something as well. So